I always had anger issues. Like I couldn't control it. You know, I break things, curse at my parents. I remember when I was younger, I stole a couple bikes and got in trouble and stuff like that. And my parents put me in anger management when I was like real young, like 12 or 13. Like emotional and intellect, like I feel like I was so emotional. Like, you know, like I could think logically, but when it came down to like doing something with my actions, like logically, I would just be so emotional. You know, I'd really take it to heart, and I would do, you know, act on it. And that's how I was, you know, like if something didn't go my way, it was the end of the world, you know. And anger management didn't do anything for me, you know, at that age or whatever. You know, you just think you could do it on your own, you know, stuff like that. You know, I was drinking real heavy and was driving, and I got DWI when I was like 19. I had community service, I had AA, I had anger management. I had so much stuff that I had to do. Nothing helped, like nothing worked, you know. I just did what I had to do, you know, and got out of it, never changed. And slowly but surely that anger and the depression, you know, anger turned into depression, and depression turned into like suicidal thoughts. It was getting deeper. And I remember I would just drink just to like black out, you know, like not be here, I guess, you know, per se, just black out. And I would just feel worse and worse. And I don't know, I would just think about like it would be easier for me not to be here or deal with things. And it was tough. You know, I had a bad relationship. You know, things weren't lining up. Work wasn't going well. Everything was going bad. And I would reach out to people, and it was only like surface. Like people were like, you know, they're so busy with their lives that they don't want to worry about someone else. And I didn't have people that would willing to like invest in someone to make sure they were okay, take a couple minutes or anything. And I was like, man, forget this. So I actually I got the belt, but I put it on the door, and I slammed the door shut. And you know, I was like gonna kill myself. That was like my low spot. Like I hung on it. It like broke. I have the belt. It's still functional, but like I put my weight on it, and it was like my lowest spot. Like I'd never been that low ever. I reached out to a couple people from like my job, like my union, like through the health insurance to go to like a rehab. So it even gets lower. So when I went to, I bought a plane ticket and went out to Florida, and I was in Florida for like about a week. I was supposed to be there for 90 days. And when I was out there, it was nice being around a bunch of people that kind of cared about you and stuff like that. And I expressed that to like a coworker, like a guy who worked there, one of the workers. And I told him, I was like, you know, I'm happy that I'm here to, you know, that people care about me. And the guy looks at me and says, no, we really care about your insurance money. We don't care about you. And the guy told me that. And I literally was like, I was broken. Like I was like dealing with depression, suicidal thoughts, drinking, like the whole nine. And like nothing was going my way. And then the guy tells me, we're here for your insurance money, you know. So when I got back, I was like, I'm not going to be this bad. So like I came back and tried to do it on my own. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to focus and try to do it on my own. And I couldn't. Slowly but surely, everything started coming back. I didn't drink. So like August 2nd, 2016, that's when I like got back from Florida. I didn't drink, but still, it was like, still I had that missing piece, like kind of like I never had that piece. Like, so, you know, I went like almost a year, I want to say. I remember I drove to the liquor store and I bought like a bottle of alcohol and some beer or whatever. And I didn't drink it, but I like, it got that point to like I was gonna just drink again, because that was like my go-to. Just dealing with stuff like throughout the holidays and stuff like that. I was just going through it. So it happened again. I grabbed like a different belt, and I was done, man. I was like I couldn't take it anymore. So I put the belt on the door, and I was like, man, I'm gonna kill myself. And my mom was home that day. Like, she was downstairs, and I was crying. I was like so upset. Out of nowhere, like my buddy from work, he's like an awesome guy. He's always been there for me, and he reaches out. He calls me out of nowhere and says, "Are you okay?" I felt like that's what I needed the whole time, is like someone to say, "Are you okay?" You know, and that "you're okay" is like destroyed me. I was like, it really messed me up, because like no one You know, going through all my stuff, no one asked me if I was okay. You know, from professional help, from people I do life with, no one asked me if I was okay. And this random guy asked me if I was okay. And, you know, he's an awesome guy. He really was there for me. And, you know, he invited me out to church, and I started going to church. And I really started finding my peace in like going to church and being with around a group of people that really care, you know. So that was my turning point, you know. Like that was when I first started to really see the light, like, you know, like starting to feel loved and accepted for where I was. And, you know, churches has been awesome, you know, like gained so much family and people that really care about me. There's times that I'm like, still it's tough, you know, life is tough, and people reach out to me randomly and just say, you know, thank you for being the person you are, thank you for being there. And so that's where everything really turned, you know. I turned the corner on that. Me and my buddy, and Stoddy was his name. This guy's like been in his faith for like 13 years, and he's dealt with like the same stuff, suicidal thoughts, and big drinker. And I don't know if he saw a little bit of him in me or whatever, but, you know, God definitely used him to express his love and care and compassion, and it really brought hope to my life. You know, it's like dealing with people that are just dealing with life, for someone to stop what they're doing to invest in someone that needs help. That's what we're all kind of called to do, is just to lift each other up and be there for each other. And so Stoddy and my buddy Raymond, we were like, let's go watch Marvel Infinity War. And we were like, all right, let's go watch it or whatever. But I was like, let's just buy someone a ticket and invite them out to hang out with us. It was like a friendly rivalry. Stoddy was like, well, I'll buy another one ticket, and I'll buy another. So I was like, I'll buy two. So long story short, we got 12 people. And I put something on Facebook kind of like, if anyone's dealing with problems or doesn't have friends or just needs a night out, let me know. And some guy messaged me. He was like, this kid really needs help. And I was like, all right. So I messaged this kid. He was a special needs kid and like doesn't have any friends and stuff like that. But I reached out to him. He came out with us. And long story short, like every story like that was like 12 group of like a group of strangers, like 12 of us going out to the movies. And like we really became brothers and like really bonded. And, you know, they started going to church, and it was just awesome to see how God could use someone that was so low in life to bring people together to see him, you know. From there we did like a fishing trip. We had 28 guys go out, and same thing, like just be with a bunch of brothers and meet each other, and, you know, strangers just getting together. And in August we did like a men's event. We had like 130 guys to get together and to meet and to just build that brotherly bond. And I had friends, but I feel like they were friends because of my parties. Like I used to throw parties like 100 people, 200 people, and I would think I had friends, but when you would go through problems, those, you know, your true friends come out. Bringing people together that has problems and knowing that you can be vulnerable as a man and know that this other guy is there for you and there for you, it's something special. And we started with 12, and I feel like God was like, all right, I'm going to give you 28, and I'm going to see what you do with that. And then I'm going to give you, 50, and then I'm going to give you 130. It's like, it's always been like a test on see how we would treat other people, and everyone we ever dealt with is always been with love, care, and compassion, investing in brothers. I have people, like, I'm telling you, like, every day reach out to me like, oh, my husband's not doing good, or this lady's going through some stuff, if you could help her, and we're always willing to help people and be there for people, because honestly, helping someone really helps me.